Hello everyone and welcome back to another video this week. It is Thursday, so we're going to be going over the new S1 of the week of a company that has IPO'd. Please do consider subscribing. I see everyone that's subscribed lately and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Please do consider subscribing. Let's get right into it. So this week we're going over Traeger. Traeger wood pellet fired grills. It is such a great company. I don't own a Traeger, but I have seen them and I can only dream. Let me just put it like that. I can only dream of getting a Traeger one day when I own my own house. So let's get right into Traeger with some statistics. So this is straight from their S1. Anyone can read this. They sold 2 million grills within or from the time frame of 2016 to 2020. Traeger is not like a normal Weber grill. Like these are kind of sophisticated, more expensive grills because you get a lot better bang for your buck with, a lot better meats it looks like when you smoke rather than just grill. 91 million cooking cycles in 2020, 1.6 million social media followers as of March 31st, 2021, 1,600 recipes, and 144,000 average weekly Traeger live cooking class views. That is across Facebook and YouTube from January 1st to April 15th of 2021. So let's get into that a little bit right now. So I wanted to go over a passionate community. That's kind of crazy that they have 1.6 million followers across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube alone as of March 15th. That 1.6 million followers for a grilling brand. These are just grills and grill accessories. Traeger has the largest social media community of any grilling brand. You'd be surprised. Like you see, Target all over TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram. Like you'd be surprised how much social media can convert viewers into real dollars and customers. That is nothing to sneeze at. Like that is pretty crazy. And members that constantly use Traeger contributed 350,000 user-generated posts across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter in 2020. 350,000 posts from people like you and me just posting about Traeger. You can't say that's all Traeger employees. You really can't. So it's foodies, pitmasters, backyard heroes. Like it's crazy. That's such a uh, foodie kind of groupie thing to have, and that's nothing to sneeze at. Like a social media presence, a strong one, like Traeger has for grills. Again, a grilling brand. There's nothing else like it. It's almost like Yeti. Yeti is its own kind of thing in the cooler business and in the cooling industry. So anyway, let's get right into some of the just key financial points as well. So it's a premium product offering, as I had mentioned. These grills are a little bit higher end, and the average retail price paid for grills is approximately 678 in 2017, and to 839 in 2020. So it's 7% compound annual growth rate, a CAGR. That's not bad. Again, this is a grill and it's growing at 7%. The business of grills in about 4 years. They doubled revenue, which was 262 million in 2017 to 545, about 546 million in 2020. A CAGR of 28%. Again, 28% for grill sales, guys. This is crazy. This is like you would never realize this unless you read an S1 like this, that a grill company could have a growing business of 28%. They increased the percentage of revenue from sales of consumables, which means like it's basically like wood pellets as a service. Where you constantly have to go buy wood pellets. Maybe Traeger's wood pellets that they sell specifically are the best. It's probably what they recommend, obviously, duh. And that went from 18.1%, which was the percentage of revenue of these consumables in 2017 to 22% in 2020. Again, it's growing revenues from grills, growing revenues from consumables, and then they had a net income from a net loss of 22 million in 2017 to a net income of 31 million in 2020. So they're profitable. Whoa, a grill company that has become profitable from 4 years prior. So let's dive into the financials a little bit more. And here we have some of the consolidated data. So as we can see, we saw that revenue has gone top line in 2020 to 545 million, up from 363 million in 2019. So, for the year that we had in 2020, like, people still went out and bought these expensive grills. I just read to you on here that the grill price went from $678 to $839. The grills went up in price and people are still buying them. That is a sign of a strong, strong customer base and following if people are willing to do that. And look at this, they doubled the revenue in the first 3 months of 2021 compared to the year prior. So they're expected to do, just over $1 billion in grill sales, which is, again, that's for 2021. For 2021, it looks like they might be doubling, grill sales from the year prior. So they might be in $1 billion range. So if that's true, then we'll have to see what the multiple of Traeger, what it trades at, because it might be like, 5 times forward sales or something like that. Actually, I think it came out today. It's at like 2 billion or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. You'll have to look into it and let me know in the comments. What is Traeger's, forward sales? What are we expecting here? What is the sales to the price? So anyway, let's get right into the net income. So even net income, as we can see, has grown. Look at that. It was 7.9 million in net income for the first 3 months of 2020, and now it's almost 39 million in the first 3 months of 2021. And they had, look at that. So the entire year of 2020, they had a $31 million profit. And then in the first 3 months of 2021, they have had, again, they had more profit in the first quarter of 2021 than they did the entire year of 2020. That's just insane. This is a great company. I really like it. I'm really considering and investing in it in myself, in full disclosure, after reading all this. Cash and cash equivalents. Yeah, it went down. They must have spent more on something. If you guys want to look into that, why did their net cash go down from the first quarter of 2020 versus the first quarter of 2021? Working capital is strong. That means that they have higher current assets more than their current liabilities. That's the delta. That's the change between the two. So that's pretty good, and that has increased not only year over year, but also quarter over quarter. Total assets, that's increased, again, quarter over quarter, year over year. That's what we want to see. Total long-term debt has actually decreased in the first quarter compared to the first quarter of 2021 versus the first quarter of 2020. So that's what we also want to see. Slightly down from the year before, and again, 437 million, that's not bad. Again, this is a company that has physical raw materials such as like steel and other materials that they need to outsource, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that they hold inventory and they might have had to take out more debt or hold debt just in general because of the pandemic. Obviously, they don't really have a lot of cash, but they do have net cash produced by financing activities is still pretty strong. Anyway, So, and by the way, total liabilities is, it is going up a little bit, but that's okay. Again, working capital is what we like to focus on short term. That looks good. So let's look at the segment revenue. So segment revenue, I mean, they sold almost $100 million more in grills in the first quarter of 2021 than they did in 2020. Um, and again, like the pandemic just started like the middle of March in 2020. So even still, like that's not bad at all, like 83 million. And then 178 million, like I said, for 2021. In consumables, that's up, that's up 71%, 136 percent for the accessories. So, total revenue grew by 107%, year over year, quarter over quarter. And, that like the consumables specifically is what I would really be interested in looking at, which is like, again, so someone buys a grill, right? Well, how much do they spend on wood pellets from Traeger? Does Traeger have the absolute best wood pellets? Are they inexpensive enough that people want to buy from them? Because that's where you get, recurring revenue is something like the wood pellets. So to see that grow at a 71% clip, that's really good. That's what we want to see. And then even the accessories is driven by increased unit volume with the higher volume of the grills sold. And then the last thing I wanted to kind of go over was the customer economics. So this is a really interesting point. It's the last point that I'm going to cover again. So between the years of 2020 and 2019, Traeger owner acquisition cost, which is they calculate it as sales and marketing expense less depreciation and amortization, was $113 in 2020 and $131 respectively. So it costs less for Traeger to acquire a customer based on how much they spend. They spent $113 to gain a new customer, based on their cost of sales and marketing expenses, versus in 2020 versus $131 to catch on a new customer in 2019. So that's a good sign. Again, that means that the cost of gaining someone is less. Maybe that's because of word of mouth, food shows, friends, social media, whatever it might be, and then a strong consumable attachment rate. After the initial sale of their grills and accessories, Traeger owners can purchase their consumable products on a regular or as needed basis. Again, like recurring, pellet deliveries and stuff like that. A survey conducted in 2020 indicated 96% of Traeger owners purchased Traeger wood pellets in the last year. That's what you want to see. If, they were getting undercut by like Walmart, wood pellets or something like that, and like, 75% of people only bought the Traeger wood pellets, that's not what you want to see. But after they asked Traeger owners in their survey, 96% of the Traeger owners said that they bought Traeger specific wood pellets. And again, that makes it easier if they do sell it in a place like Walmart or a store, like a hardware store or something like that, like a Home Depot, as well as DTC, so direct to customer, meaning that they ship it right to you, right to your door. That's really all I wanted to go over. You guys can read the rest of this on your own. I hope you did enjoy it, and like I said, please do subscribe.